Layoffs aren't always a bad thing. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. As a reminder, you are probably watching this on, statistically, the main channel over the weekend. The condensed version, it's whichever version it says on the screen. There is a full version on Friday nights at 7 p.m. on the second channel. Link all up in that description. Come on, help me out. Let me know if you can hear me, all that good stuff. Hello, Hockey Day. Hello, who is this? MD Hofsty. David Huber, welcome. I know Wendelin's here. JJ, of course, in the house. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Welcome, one and all, to this, the very fun, a Friday Roundup. Rumor time. Did you hear the rumors? When I saw these, I didn't know what to make of it. So I shall paraphrase anyone from noted DJ Elon Musk. Anyone who wishes to work remote must be in the office for a minimum, and I do mean a minimum of 40 hours per week, or depart Tesla. This is less than we ask of factory workers who get overtime. If there are particularly exceptional contributors for whom this is impossible, I will review and approve those exceptions directly. And by the way, by office, it has to be a main Tesla office, not a remote branch. You can't go into the Santa Fe showroom and use their Wi-Fi and be like, I'm in the office. No, if you're handling Fremont factory HR and your office is in another state, you're doing it wrong. Well, is this real? Is it fake? Well, here's another one from Elon, subject to be super clear. Everyone's required to do 40 hours. The office must be where your actual colleagues are located, not some pseudo office. The more senior you are, the more visible your presence must be. That's why I lived in the factory, so that those on the line could see me working alongside them. If I hadn't, Tesla would have gone bankrupt. There are other companies that don't require this, but when was the last time they shipped a great new product? It's been a while. I take issue with that. It has not been a while for a lot of companies. But, you know, the principle remains. Tesla has and will create and actually manufacture the most important and exciting stuff. Let's not phone it in. Elon's looking to cut Tesla workforce by 10%. The automaker employs 100,000 people. 10%. That's amazing. That's a big cut. No, I don't think the switch to work from home is going to get you all the way to 10%, but you can trim the fat beyond that. According to a report, in an email to executives, he wrote that he had a super bad feeling about the economy. Including its subsidiaries, Tesla has around 100,000 people. So any layoffs could be substantial. Is it going to be 10,000 people? Maybe. Is working in the office really that bad, though? Why you may actually want to go back to the office. Now take this with a grain of salt, because it's written by the Harvard Business Review, which is one of the world's leading producers of middle managers. And without office workers to oversee, I don't know what a middle manager does. What a great picture for it. But there are reasons to work in the office, and there are reasons not to, which we'll get to at the end. Culture. It's hard to start a brand new job remotely. Imagine if you were looking to get a job and it was the heyday of Google or Facebook or Apple or Tesla, and they hired you remotely, and that's just how it was. I think that'd be a little difficult to get on the same page, and that's what this article says. Collaboration. It's harder for institutional knowledge to make its way around in a remote environment. So, email is decent. I prefer email. It is my preferred method of communication. But sometimes I just have to pick up the phone or get on a Zoom chat. I don't know if you're familiar with Tesla Herbert. I talked to him the other day. We had a great conversation because we had some stuff to go over, some things coming up that I can't disclose yet, but we needed to get face-to-face to get on the same page. And if we'd have done it in person, I think it would have been even better because then there's no lag and I can show you my phone and I can point to stuff. Anyway, purpose, yeah. Anyway, take it with a grain of salt. Harvard, very well respected, but you have to consider the source. So, what is this all about? Well, Scott says, today we feel like something out of the 1950s. Everyone's required to. Very different approach to what we are taking at Atlassian. And here's why. I don't care. Atlassian is a very successful, small software company. $2 billion in revenue, I think. That's great. But Tesla's actually a bigger software company than that. If you were to break out the Tesla software division, it'd be pretty valuable. People should watch the video by @JoeJustice, how it's like to work in Tesla. There is no blue-collar, white-collar distinction. It's all hands on deck on the factory floor. There are no desk jobs, and remote workers aren't available on the factory floor. Because sometimes you need to get your hands dirty. And Joe Justice, he's great. He's great. He's got some stories that really explain the Tesla difference. To which Elon says everyone eats the same food, uses the same restroom, etc. No executive chef or other ivory tower stuff. There shouldn't be this worker versus management two-class system. Everyone's a worker. If you've ever worked at a big company, you'll know that the executives often have their own floor that you can't get to. It's their own little ivory tower. And what he's saying is if I'm going to be on the floor and the managers are going to be on the floor, you're going to be on the floor. And maybe you don't like that. Maybe it's not for you. So is this real? Well, Tesla pauses hiring as Musk aims for 10% staff cut. That could cost almost 10,000 jobs. 10,000 jobs. Do you know how much that is? How much money you're talking about? Figure $100,000 a job. That's about the average. That's $1 billion in a year cut from the bottom line. Now, in terms of if this is a bad quarter, this is going to save the quarter, no, because it's too late in the quarter to make a big difference, and we're only talking $250 million. Still, every bit counts. Tesla is not starved for cash. I don't think that's what this is about. But why are we criticizing Tesla for cutting $1 billion off their spreadsheet when we're giving Ford a free pass? Do you know, Ford says, Jim Farley, Chris Farley's cousin, yes, for real, look it up, Ford needs to cut ad spending and do some other things. How much do they even spend on ads? I'd love to see some guesses in the comments before I get to it, because it's a doozy. 2021, $3.1 billion, according to Statistic. 2.8 the year before, 3.6. 3.6 billion. That's $10 million a day. What are you spending it on? That's insane. $10 million a day? Oh. By the way, fantastic formatting, guys. Really knocked it out of the park on that one. But, Ford has done layoffs even this year, cut 580 jobs as company overhauls talent. And in past years, Ford facing mass layoffs after posting $1 billion. This might be the same story, I'm not sure. But this one, this one is talking about, this is a couple years ago, talking about up to 24,000 workers cut. It just happens, man. A couple years ago, 2 years ago, Ford's Louisville plant laid off 300 with the closure. Ford India, workers want government protections. Yeah, I think Ford has exited India. But other companies are doing it too. Carvana laid off people. This is from today. Reef has laid off people. GoPuff, I don't know who that is. Layoffs are a thing that happens. And I got to tell you, if you're going to get laid off, now is the best time for it. Because the job market is so tight, the offers are likely to be plenty, and you're going to get a good advantage by having had Tesla on your resume. Well, is somebody going to hire someone that Tesla let go? Yes, it was a round of layoffs. Everyone knew about it. Tesla moving at double the speed versus others in terms of electric vehicles, according to VW CEO Herbert Diess. Yeah. Do you want a company that moves twice as fast? As an investor, I do. Would I go work for Tesla today, knowing that I couldn't do it from home? Even if I could go in 2-3 days a week, oh, I'd love it. If I could do it all from home, oh, there in a second. If I had to be in the office 40 hours a week, then you got your lunch, then you got your commute, and then you've got hours on top of that. I got kids, man. I'm too old for this. I'd love to. I'd consider it. But I just don't want brutally fired from Tesla on my resume. It's kind of my thought. To clarify, Tesla will be reducing salaried headcount by 10%. As we become overstaffed in many areas, note this does not apply to anyone actually building cars, battery packs, installing solar. Hourly headcount will increase. So what he's saying is, we've got too many middle managers. We've got too many desk jobs that aren't necessary. This isn't downsizing. This is rightsizing. Tesla slashes spending. Now, this is from 2018. Thanks to JJ in the pre-show chat for giving me some ideas and bringing this up. In 2018, funding secured. There were questions about that, but the company undertook drastic measures as it seeks profitability, erecting the tent, it's a sprung structure, as its third line. Many of these tactics may not be sustainable. There was deep cuts. I don't know if you remember it. It was a little scary. This is when the company was in danger. And he said, we got to get real lean. Our survival is at stake. I don't know if the company would have folded. I'm confident investors would have come up with more money to buy it another year or two. But there's plenty of opportunity to trim. And you got to get positive on your cash flow at some point. Rightsizing. It can be downsizing, but really it's trimming the fat. It's leaning down. A common misconception is that it's just a euphemism for downsizing. Well, they may both require a reduction in workforce, but their goals differ. Downsizing is an emergency measure during times of economic hardship so you can remain profitable, but rightsizing is reducing costs and more focused on meeting new business objectives. If you've got a department of 6 people in charge of scouting new locations for superchargers, do you need that many? Are you delivering the kind of results we expect from a crew of 6? 1 or 2 might be able to be trimmed. I don't know. To be determined. And if, Beth decides, this might be a good time for me to make a move, good for Beth. She can find something that fits better for her. Because as Mark just pointed out, Tesla said it received 3 million job applications in 2021. And I'm not surprised. It is an exciting place to work. If you want to be in automotive, it might be the best place to get some education and experience and hands-on whatever to get your leg up. The stock options might make you rich. But if you're an engineer, especially an electrical engineer or a battery engineer, in America, this is the place to go. Maybe you'd rather work for Panasonic or CATL, but I don't know how good your Japanese or Mandarin is, but mine's a bit rusty. So if they're getting that many applications, if you or I don't want to put in 60 hours, we don't have to. We're free to go. We're free to go somewhere that we're more comfortable with. The pipeline is quite full of ready replacement talent waiting in the wings. David says he wishes he was young and energetic enough to work at Tesla. So do I. So do I. I was one of those 60, 70-hour-a-week guys in banking back in my 20s, and I was very good at it. I was very successful. And when I burnt out, man, did I burn out. And the stock options I got were worth probably $5,000 when they were granted over time, and ultimately ended up worth almost nothing because it was Washington Mutual and the bank failed. Not my problem. Failed after I left. That was a management thing. Many people don't want to work unless it's work from home. And I get that. I get it. That dog? You going to leave that dog? Oh, no. No way, man. There are more remote jobs than ever. Doesn't mean you'll get one. But if you're one of the approximately 50% of Americans who worked remotely during the pandemic, you're probably wondering if you can keep doing it. The answer's yeah. Yeah, if you've got skills, if you've got a marketable talent, yeah, you probably can. I saw a clever video the other day of a guy who was working remotely and was offered another job and decided to take it. And then he was like, you know what? What happens if I don't tell my old job that I left? And they found out, and now he has 2 work-from-home full-time jobs because he can get them both done in the hours available. 2 full-time jobs. That'd be awesome. I don't know if I would have the energy for it. So there are work-from-home jobs. And for some people, that is the better fit. For me, that's what I would be looking for because I just can't deal with commuting. And I'm not close enough to any exciting companies where I live. Doing good on time. So let's get into some good news. Let's change the topic. Get your questions in early. I went ahead and made it so that you can only comment if you subscribe. So subscribe, wait 1 minute, and leave your comment. Tesla Giga Berlin has no major production discrepancies, the first inspection by authorities reveal. So the question is all the safety up to par? And it is. They're looking at anti-pollution, environmental protections. They're looking at a bunch of things. They found some very minor deficiencies. For example, the installation sites of machinery deviated by several meters compared to the submitted documents. However, it does not pose a threat to the environment, and the discrepancy can be corrected in several ways by updating the documents. That's some precision documents. Sorry, guys. It's 3 meters out of place. We must consult the bat expert. The hibernating snake expert. Tesla overcomes first hurdle to expand Giga Berlin by 100 hectares. Anybody know what a hectare is? It's a metric unit that is symmetrical, and we should all be using it instead of Giga Big Macs per light day. So it does look like they will be able to expand, at least so far. And that's great, because as big a beast as this is, we need more. We need more gigas if we're going to keep up the 50% compound annual growth rate into the future. And I'm still expecting an announcement for another giga or 2. Stellantis pleads guilty to pay $300 million to settle U.S. diesel emissions probe. $203 million forfeiture penalty, $96 million fine, 3 years of probation. Well, I know corporations are people, but I'll believe it when I see them put one to death. So, yeah, they cheated, and they got caught, and yeah, it's over. That's good news, right? Especially the probation part. We'll see what happens with that. I call this good news. Tesla AI Day has been pushed from August 19th to September 30th, as we may have an Optimus Prime prototype working by then. That would be cool. A lot of people expected that might be part of the reveal. That would be very cool. I will not be going to that unless I have an invitation, and I do not believe I would be eligible for an invitation. I don't believe this is a media event, but another recruiting event. Holmars, invite me please, need to see it. Yeah, of course. We all do. So, let me give a quick thanks to my Patreons who get early access, bonus content, and ad-free experience, all that good stuff. Help me keep the channel running for the low price of just $1 a month. When the stock is down, everything is down. Sponsorships are down. I have, at present, no producer on the channel. So if that's something you're looking to make your life more complete, it's available. Just go to patreon.com and check it out. Let's get into them comments. Let's discuss. MD Hofsey helpfully pointed out a hectare is 100 by 100 meters. So would that be 1/10? No, 1% of a kilometer, of a square kilometer. Yeah, I think that's right. Good idea on the subscriber requirement. It does reduce the bot attacks that happened on another live stream. Yeah. Do I have predictions for the Q2 delivery? Not yet, Brooke. I don't work on it this early. And I've got some interesting adjustments I have made to it. And we'll see how they work. What I've gone back over my misses from the last 2 quarters and made adjustments. The problem is there's going to be different errors this time. The errors this time are going to be centered around Shanghai. Hello, Digital Blade Canada. Good to see you. Yeah, Wendelin would work at Tesla, but they don't do ads. Yeah, but you do graphic design. You could do other stuff. Tesla is hiring. Yes, they are. Layoffs here feel like Amazon-style bottom 10% layoffs. I agree, Charlie. I say absolutely they do. They're not cash constrained. I think a lot of these roles, they're expecting more out of, and they're not getting it. So, I don't know. I don't know what the objective would be other than to trim the fat and make room for some of those 3 million applicants who are ridiculously ambitious and qualified and could bring something new and fresh to the table. Also, Tesla Bot can bring things to the table. I think that's what it's for. It's definitely not a robot cat girl. Mark points out, this doesn't include people doing physical work. Only the desk jockeys. I agree entirely. Story is, Tesla has group problem solving. Tesla had a problem. No one was there to solve it. That would jive with what we've heard from Joe Justice about how it works. You have a problem, you've got 15 minutes to solve it, and you solve it. And if it's going to take me an hour just to get almost everyone on the team on a Zoom call, what are we doing? We don't have time for this. They move very quickly. Jeff pointed out, normally, stock price goes up when a company lays off. Not Tesla, though. Tesla's volatile, man. Super volatile. I saw a guy on social media recently saying, well, the economy would be doing better. They wouldn't have to do these layoffs if the economy was better, and the economy wouldn't go into recession, like Elon predicts, if he didn't lay off these workers. It's like, okay, I don't understand the relevance there. Well, maybe if he paid his taxes. Sorry, largest tax bill in history. He paid more in taxes last year than the entire budget for the National Science Foundation at the federal level. He pays his taxes. Well, yeah, but he only paid like 10% of how much his wealth increased. Right, but since January, his wealth has decreased $80 billion. Would you like the federal government to cut him a check for $40 billion as a tax refund for overpayment? That's not going to fly. Yeah, we got to count our chickens when they hatch. JJ says, workers decide how and when to work. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Especially when you've got children in the house, you have time constraints that need to be addressed. Yeah, you have to have a job that works for you, and fortunately right now is a good time to find that kind of thing. Pavel says, I don't think the bad news is the layoffs, but when Elon says he has a bad feeling about the economic future, he sees something we do not know yet. He has areas of expertise, and I don't know if macroeconomics is among them. We'll see. He may. He may be right. The low unemployment suggests even the inflation is not going to cause a recession, but we shall see. I don't make predictions like that. Hockey Day pointed out, General Electric does this every year. Just scared the staff. I tried finding it before the show. I want to think it was Ross Perot is who I Googled, but I don't know if it was him, where they said every year we cut the bottom 5% of our staff. Every year. Boy, that would be stressful. But maybe it works. I mean, my mom had a job where when their layoffs came, they used it as an opportunity to get rid of people who were too stubborn and stuck in their ways. It was a medical insurance company, a third-party provider, and she had a coworker who refused to do emails. I won't do emails. So when the layoffs came, magically her position was eliminated. Mark says, justify your job. Yeah, if we're down to it and my job is on the line, I need to be able to put forward a case that says I'm critical here. I'm valuable. I'm necessary. And if I can't justify my job, what am I doing? Hoping for the best? I think I've said hi to everyone. Jeff and Mark and Hockey Day. And who is this? And JJ. Let's go down to the bottom. Digital Blade Canada, no one wants to work for banking. Not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, some people do, surely, but it's not what it used to be. We have enough, Charlie says, we have enough desk jockeys where I am. And as they encourage many of us to leave the desk jockeys sit quietly, continuing to sit. Charlie points out that 5% rule only hurts about 5%. Yeah, savage for my mom's friend. But what are you doing? Email is the thing. This was 20 years ago, but, you know, my mom has passed some time now, but I am now, you know, I'm an orphan, so, you know, now. Yeah, 7:27, 7:28. Oh, we've only got a minute and a half. We did good, my friends. We did good. Any last thoughts before I cut you loose? Yeah. All right, let's wind it down. So thanks to everybody for everything. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the subscribes, the likes. Thanks for the Patreon. Thanks for the everything. I am on the verge of monetizing this channel. So hopefully that happens soon. I hoped it'd happen much, much sooner. But the live streams are an acquired taste. Not for everyone. All right. Thank you, guys. And I will talk to you soon.